What's going on, everybody? This is Chemo sitting here with Vincent on another episode of Bring the Fire Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is Vincent here.
We are coming to you live. We are here sitting at the world-famous Mirage Hookah Lounge. For some of you out there that know or have been here, they have some of the most amazing hookahs. On top of that, they have some of the most and best customer service that I've ever experienced at a hookah bar. I'm sure you can agree with that, V. Diddy.
I agree.
So we got the privilege to hang out today and take some of this man's time, the guy behind Mirage Hookah Lounge. And so I want to introduce to everybody Mr. Omar. How do you say your last name, bro?
Othman.
I should know that.
How's it going, guys?
Good, brother. Thanks for coming.
The compliments. That's very nice of you. Yeah, we're here with Bring to Fire. These guys are amazing. They're doing some amazing stuff, so I'm excited to talk on this podcast.
Okay, man. This is your first podcast, right?
First podcast.
First podcast ever. I love it.
Awesome.
So thanks for agreeing to sit down with us, man.
I think you guys are the first hookah community guys to do a podcast, period. I don't think anybody's really pushing hard with the podcast, so
I think so.
I'm happy to be on it.
Oh, awesome. And you guys can hear the background. We're actually inside the hookah lounge. We want to make it
authentic.
Authentic. That's the key word.
That's ever since I met Omar, man. That's what I've always felt, man. That vibe of authenticity, bro. You've always been
Thanks,
real.
man.
You've always been humble. You're ultra successful is what we've heard. And you know we know you are one of the proud owners of Alpaca Bowl company.
Yes.
You know, so you got your own line of bowls. We'll get into that. But Vince, do you want to start off with any questions?
Let's go into the Alpaca Bowls, because I know we bought some from you, and we actually sell it on our site, hookahmd.com, and I love it. But I don't know the story behind the Alpaca Bowls.
So Alpaca Bowls started almost 2 years ago now, about a year and 8 months ago. It started actually as OG Bowls, and we released four models of bowls, when we first started. And continued to kind of push through the California market and send to reviewers and put a lot of kind of time into just connecting with the community, feeling out what is everybody smoking and how do they want to smoke it. And we went and developed a line of bowls to kind of fit exactly what the hookah community is looking for when it comes to how they want their hookahs to smoke and what accessories they're using. We've always tried to keep up with the new accessories that come out. When the Cloud Lotus came out, we were one of the first people to create a bowl that fits the Cloud Lotus perfectly, which was the Rook Bowl. We currently have 6 models of bowls. We changed the name to Alpaca Bowls about 6 months ago, and we've been pushing under Alpaca Bowls. We had an alpaca at the tobacco convention, and we've been trying to kind of keep up with the whole alpaca name now, and all our bowls now will be stamped with an alpaca on there, and
nice.
We got a lot of new colors coming out, new models coming out, which we actually brought here to kind of talk about. And that's the background of alpaca, you could say.
So why did you change it from the OG bowl to the alpaca?
Well, we had some structure changes. I had a partner in the business, and we recently kind of did our own thing when it comes to doing business together, and he started his other small business, and I went and developed Alpaca Bowls and continued to use the same quality, same integrity, my same clay guy. And I just tried to change a couple things to keep up with the market, like our Apache Bowl now fits the Cloud Lotus perfectly, and then just releasing a couple new items that we weren't running before. But other than that, it was more just a marketing strategy when we switched the name. If you want the background scoop on it.
Yes, man, this is where we learn about you and learn about what
I've always liked animals. I love animals. I mean, I'm all about them. And the word alpaca, I've always been the next company I was going to start, I wanted to name it like alpaca something with the alpaca. So this was like a perfect opportunity, and Alpaca Bowls, and we make bowls, so it kind of fit well.
And that's actually how you made your stance, bro. In at TPE this year, you had a live freaking alpaca.
Yeah.
Like a petting zoo there, dude. I remember that. I think that was like the highlight of TPE.
Yeah.
Having an alpaca at a Alpaca Bowl company booth. That was sick, dude.
It was fun.
I'd never seen anything like that before.
No, it was,
that was dope.
It was different. It was fun. Worth it for sure.
Definitely, man. And that's the kind of like thought process you have to have, like in business and anything. Like what's gonna stick. And that's for sure going to freaking stick in everybody. Yeah.
I hope so.
Definitely, man. So tell us about these new bowls since we're on the bowl conversation.
Yeah, so we have...
Do you mind if I kind of film this?
No, of course not.
This is not...
No.
Okay. Is it ready to be released?
We're going. Yeah, they're selling as
so we get the very first peek.
Yeah, the first peek.
Nice.
Like 5 hours ago, I just got it. But yeah, we just pretty much took our Rook Bowl. Everybody, I'm sure, has heard of our Rook. We just put a lip on it and shallowed out the packing area a little bit to kind of make it fit the Cloud Lotus even more perfectly. Even though our other Rook still fits it perfectly, this one just offers the lip design that a lot of people were asking us to make. So you kind of asked for it, and we made it. This is the Apache Bowl that we've always created, but we also put a lip on it. And this is the Rook Bowl that we now are doing an unglazed packing area to kind of change up the smoking experience. You get a lot more flavor. The flavor kind of sinks into the bowl, so you can now kind of how you stain a hookah, you can stain your bowl with that hookah and add to the flavor you're looking to stain on. And that's kind of the idea behind the unglazed bowl we created. The handle still has a color so that hookah lounges or smoke shops can differentiate what flavors are smoking out of what colors.
Nice.
Or at home, if you're a bowl enthusiast, you can separate your colors that you with a certain flavor you're trying to stain. But for now, that's the 3 new models. You can check them out on our Instagram, Facebook. Bring to Fire is going to get a couple of these things to try out, so you can check out pictures on their page. Hear a review on probably the first review on how they smoke will be by you guys.
That'd
so
be awesome. Can't wait. We're gonna have to smoke these tonight, Vince. We're gonna have to work late tonight.
We need a quick review.
We gotta work late tonight, bro. No, man, that's what I love about this really this industry and getting involved in meeting so many new people. Like, I've always seen you, like I've came here before, and it wasn't really till this past year, I would say, where we really started developing a relationship.
Yeah.
And you kind of welcomed me and Bring the Fire with open arms, and that just tells a lot about your character, man. And that's why I support, Alpaca and Mirage 100%.
We support you too. Thanks, for man. Sure.
Well, thanks,
yeah, you guys are a great company.
Thanks, brother, man. Cool. So, go ahead.
Okay, so Mirage. So when did you start this establishment?
Mirage, we are 3.5 years old now, going on 4 years. It was actually like a failing business, and I bought it and kind of renovated it and changed A to Z. It would have been easier to start my own place, but I was young and just trying to get deeper into business, so I jumped into it and did my best, and it took a few months, but we turned it around, thank God, and built a good name and built up our Yelp reviews and built up our Facebook and our regulars. We built a lot of people who like our name now, and that's kind of what's kept us going, is the regulars and the supporters of our business, and the employees and the staff. We couldn't do it without they really made this business. We just offered a platform for it. But
has it been always Mirage?
Yes, we didn't change the name. I don't really think names make a difference, even though like the marketing behind the name may make a difference. Yes. So we kind of just changed the we had all the legal rights to the name anyway, so we didn't feel a need to change it. we ended up just keeping the name, and we were kind of pushed on Mediterranean food. We weren't pushing very hard on food, and we, developed an entire kitchen and a restaurant, and pushing food pretty heavily now.
I hear you have some pretty damn good food here.
Yeah. Great food. Yeah, great food. The
baklava
and kanafa.
The baklava. I just got to give a shout out to Mama. My mama, she's a chef here. So thank you, man. For,
best chef in the world.
I mean, I've always said that when all my buddies came over, especially Vince. I mean, he's been eating her food for a good 10 years now.
Yes.
Right? I don't know how he keeps the weight off because I put it on.
I have it on still. So.
Oh man, but seriously, the customer service, all your staff, I can see they kind of have the reflection of you.
Thank you. That's cool.
No,
hopefully
seriously.
It's a good thing.
It's an amazing thing.
It's a great thing
because that's the thing, man. Like one of the things we pride ourselves on. And being in the nightclubs and doing, the hookah catering that we do is customer service. Yeah. Like we have, I don't care if
customers,
if you have that asshole in the hookah bar, which you have,
yeah.
I mean, but you still got to be cool, man. You still got to, the employees got to know what they're doing. So I applaud you, man, for that because that really shows a reflection on you big time.
Yes.
Thanks. And it's tough. I'm sure you guys, it's always a struggle keeping a strong team, but thank God, our employees here are great, and thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure,
I'll pass on the compliments for sure.
Are you always hiring here for people that are listening?
Always hiring.
Awesome.
Never turn down quality people.
Awesome. So if any listeners out there, they heard, make sure you say bring the fire. You heard this on the podcast. You're hiring.
Yeah.
You got to be cool. You got to have an awesome personality. And Omar might give you a shot.
Yep. That's number one. Good personality. And
definitely, man. Cool. Well, so what else you got in the works? I know. How old are you, man? If you don't mind me asking.
24 now.
Jeez.
24.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your motivation at 21? I guess you start this at
21
years old. What was your motivation to start owning a business?
When I was 15 years old, I just realized it's something that I see myself doing. I don't really see myself reporting to somebody all my life. And I, started a mobile car wash when I was 15, and I had my friend who was 16 drive me around to all the places and washing people's cars. And then after that, I got my own car, and I said, well, why don't I start a delivery company? So I started delivering documents for companies. And then after that, I found this place was going out of business. So I said, you know what, let me jump into the restaurant industry, and jumped into here. It was just something I always saw myself. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. I don't know.
So you've always had that entrepreneur background mentality. It's not
like I'm, living in a mansion and driving a Ferrari. I
saw the Lambo outside, bro. Come on.
I just enjoy the hustle. I enjoy starting new companies. I enjoy seeing something that's failing and kind of renovating it and seeing if we can turn it around. And that's it's kind of what I do, I guess.
That's awesome because it's hard.
It is. You guys know it. I mean, it's you guys started Bring the Fire from nothing, so it's
zero hookahs.
Never easy. Yeah, it's not. People think it's easy sometimes, and you're gonna. Money just comes. It doesn't just happen. Nothing just happens. You have to create your path for sure, and you guys did that. I mean, nobody kills it in hookah catering like you guys kill. Even I do hookah catering, and I'm not even close to you guys' push. So you're doing something right with the hookahs for sure.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Keep it up.
Thanks, man. No, it goes to show I love when we get patted on the back, because it makes us feel like we're doing something right, and it keeps pushing us regardless, because there's hard times. You're a businessman. There's hard times, and
of course
you don't know is this working? Do I keep doing it? Do I
Yeah.
But it's cool, man, to get that that push from you, man. So
we just got to keep pushing. Yeah.
Well, you got other. So what other businesses? I know you have the hookah lounge. You got the bowls, and you also have a beard oil.
Yeah,
right?
Beard oil, and that delivery company that I started when I was young is still running. It's called The Runners, and I have a beard oil company because there's a lot of beards out there that needed kind of treatment.
I'm trying to get to your level, bro. It's tough. It's growing. It's getting there.
But yeah, anybody with beards, if you're interested, hit up Bring the Fire, and we'll get you some samples somehow.
Definitely.
So.
Well, we'll put those links too
on the show notes,
viewers. So all you bearded beasts out there,
there's a lot of them out there.
There's a lot out there, man. It's like recently been the big thing, right? In the last year or so.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a beard now.
You gotta have a beard now.
Vince, where's your beard, bro?
I'm Asian, dude. I can't. It grows.
You got a mental
different
beard.
Yeah, it's like it goes in patches. It's not even even.
Yeah.
One size.
Hook you up with some oil, bro. We got you.
Put some Perry's in it.
Is that what it's called? The Perry's, right? Perry's
Beard Essentials. Yeah.
Perry's. Say it again.
Perry's Beard Essentials.
Perry's Beard Essentials.
Yeah.
Look out for Perry's Beard Essentials.
Yeah, perrysbeard.com. You can check it out.
That'll also be in the description.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Dope.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just those, they're all, we're still trying to get our name. The Bowl Company, thank God, we've gotten really good hype from it, and we sell our bowls in every major country and distribution channel, but we're still looking to gain more distributors and more wholesalers and more retailers. So if you're somebody who's never heard of our bowls, or you want to try them, ask your local retailer. And if you're in another country or another state that you've never seen them, just ask. And we're really good at getting the products out there pretty quickly. So
you're international now.
We are,
you're everywhere.
We're shipping, every day we ship something, outside.
What countries are you in right now?
We're in, starting from the east, I guess. We're in Japan, Russia. You have USA Hookah Shop, which is the owners of Art Hookah. Those guys are our exclusive distributors in Russia.
Nice.
We have Germany, which is Kaya Shisha. They're our exclusive distributor in Germany. We have the UK, Cyprus, which it's a gentleman named Fotis, which Cyprus is the island in the middle of the Mediterranean.
Wow.
And then we have Paraguay, Brazil, the whole U.S., Canada.
Jeez, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
bro.
most countries, Spain, France, a lot in the Netherlands. The Netherlands, shout out to the Netherlands.
No way.
They really have been supporting our bowls very heavily. So
it's all right. That's a pool table ball you guys hear here. That's right. If you come out to Mirage, you can play some pool as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I guess I'm going off subject real quick, that you have two different areas to your lounge. You got the lounge where everybody can sit here on their laptops with the Wi-Fi, and then you got the other side, the turn-up side, right?
Yeah, loungers. Yeah.
I've never sat on the turn-up side. One of these nights I will. But what was it always like that, or was that something also you wanted to appeal to different crowds?
Exactly. We just, how you said it, we kind of wanted to cater to both. So we tried to completely separate the vibe. One is a higher lighting, higher seating, less more ambient music. That's kind of the side that we're sitting on now. And then the other side, we bring DJs every night. We try and, dim the lights down, put some laser lights in there, and it kind of gets a little more nightclubby later on at night. Just because we notice there's literally an even split in the hookah community. Some people really crave hookah and loud music, and some people really crave hookah and social gatherings. So we tried to please both. I'm personally the social gathering type smoker, so I prefer, sitting on this side and watching people or talking with people. But a lot of people love the music, and we have really good DJs, so we did that.
Every night you have a different theme, right?
Every night,
tonight is Taco Tuesday, Tangiers night.
Yep.
So what's the specials tonight?
So tonight we got $2.50 tacos. Every week we change it up, some different type of taco. Slow roasted chicken or slow cooked beef, or we've done slow cooked lamb, and a lot of slow cooked items that we'll do a whole day of cooking the day before, and get the tacos ready, and they've been selling really well. And every Tuesday we've been keeping it up. So, and then Tangiers is discounted at $15 every Tuesday. and that's on all 135 flavors we carry. So,
Jeez, wow.
yeah, you can use it as your testing day to try a new flavor. And then we have DJ Dominic, who comes in at 10 p.m. for like a throwback kind of set. We do like a throwback Tuesday, so he plays like kind of older, like 80s, 90s, today, that kind of music.
Okay.
But yeah,
type of
that's
music?
today's theme.
That's dope.
Okay. I've
Yeah.
been here the last 3 Tuesdays.
I think you need your own VIP
Yeah, we need a-
booth here, right, BD?
I think he's got one now. It's right there, right?
Yes.
Bring the
It's
fire
over
little
there.
area
Table
right
22.
Yes. I actually love it here every Tuesday. Every Tuesday I come, I work, and I eat tacos.
Nice. Nothing better than that.
No, nothing.
And some
Nothing.
hookah.
And some hookah, yes.
Yeah.
And the foods, again, not to go back on the food. I'm a big foodie, bro. I love to eat. And when my mom has made me some food from here, or when I came here and grubbed, that's what takes me back to spots. Like, I'll go to a spot and I'll hate I don't care what it is, man. But if the food sucks, I won't go back.
Yeah,
bro.
you
I
can't.
And it's just you have the great balance, the great combination of everything here, man. So
Thank you, Chemo.
definitely, brother. Hopping back onto the bowls, I wanted to ask you, like, did you ever like fathom, like, man, these bowls are gonna sell worldwide, right? Like, I mean, how did it go? I mean, was it just word of mouth, the networking,
It
the
was
relationships?
really
How did you?
pushing the name, constantly pushing it. I mean, I guess to go back to your question, Vince, about how we started, OG, actually even before OG, it was there was a couple of guys making ceramics who me and a friend of mine saw as like an opportunity. So we hired them, started having them make us some bowls, and it kind of didn't work out. And so it kind of pushed us to push OG, and then went with that for a year. At the end of it, we had some changes, went to Alpaca. But within that whole period, I would say when we switched to OG Bowls and got away from the pioneer stages of the business, we really I sent the bowls to every major reviewer from Japan and I went to every major convention, talking with all the major distributors, and hopefully making an impression on them when I met them, to where they'd give me a moment to take them out to lunch or something to, pitch them my product. And after doing that, hundreds and hundreds of times, I started seeing results. And once you see results, it pushes you. You're like, okay, that means this worked. Whatever crazy stuff I just did worked. So let me do it again. And you just keep pushing it and taking care of people, good customer service. You can't screw people over, because the second you screw over a customer or a supplier, or you give somebody exclusivity and then you sell in their area, whatever it may be, you kind of ruin your rep. And we've never done anything like that. We always try and keep good terms with everybody in this industry. And that's, I think, what's brought us, to where we are today, and the quality of our product. We don't send out a product that's not perfect. If we wouldn't smoke out of it, we're not gonna make it.
How many times do you smoke out of your bowls before you release it?
We put so much time into the design of the bowl. We're almost, I don't want to sound like conceited, but 90 to 95% sure it's gonna work every time I create a bowl, because I put a lot of time into like actually designing it or creating it. And our clay guys put a lot of their efforts when they're making the bowl. I don't want to waste their time and spin their wheels and lose a lot of money in production testing different stuff. So we really try and perfectly design it first, so when we go to production, there's very little changes that need to be made before it releases. But if there's ever any reason for it not to smoke perfectly, we're not releasing it. So sometimes we've had to trial and error it for a while until we perfect it.
And they're all, I don't know if we said this earlier, they're all American made.
American made, yeah. USA, handmade. Every bowl is handmade. We don't pour any of them into like a slip cast or a mold. Everything is hand thrown on a wheel. Here in Long Beach, California, So yeah, we don't send anything outside of the U.S.
That's great. So each bow, I'm not going to say it's not 100% like this. They're not the same because they're handmade.
No, you're gonna
That's
have
perfect.
no bowl will ever, at least when it comes to, no bowl will ever be exactly the
Because that's
same. The colors will be different because we don't like print our colors. We hand glaze them, so it's just like you dip them into our glaze solution, bake them, and then you never know what's gonna come out.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
different colors will highlight some, so you always see, like, if I show you 10 of this color of bowl, you'll see a different color variation, a good one, but it's different. Everyone will be different.
But that's good though, because
yeah.
it's the touch behind it.
Yeah,
It's the touch behind it.
exactly. When it comes to like the structure of the bowl, you'll see pretty consistent bowls. Colors, you'll see no bowl will ever be the same color. But like when it comes to look and the structure of it, the size of the spire, the size of how it's going to fit on your hookah, those are precisely like designed so that when you, like any of our bowls, you put it on a hookah, you can pretty much lift the hookah because it should seal perfectly. So if it doesn't, email us and we'll replace it for you, but it always should.
And now, we're smoking out of the Predator Bowl right now, right?
This is the
what is it?
Symphony Bowl.
Symphony Bowl.
Yeah.
And now I know you're a huge Tangiers fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Huge.
And I should just call you Omar, aka Cane Man,
Cane
right?
Man, yeah.
Cane Man. I know every time I've been here, you've been smoking. That's like
that's
your
my
top,
flavor.
That's
yeah.
your number one.
Yeah. That's pretty much my go-to.
What's after that? Is there a second in line, or you're always just Cane Man all the way?
Cane Mint. I'll smoke like Nakhla or Facher double apple.
Keep it old school.
Yeah,
Classic,
I'll do like
traditional.
Facher mint, Alchemist stone mint if I really want something minty, but not like cane mint. Something minty but not cane mint. I'll go to stone mint. It's even mintier than cane mint. It's just a different like type of smoke in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think cane mint just has like a robust note to it that kind of got me, and it's also very minty, so that's kind of why I'm stuck on.
And do you always? I know each bowl specifically designed to pack a certain type of tobacco.
Yes, like the Apache Bowl. Now that the Cloud Lotus and different heat management systems came out, we kind of created it to fit those systems, so you can use it with Tangiers, you can use it with Nakhla, Facher, whatever. But originally, we created the Apache Bowl for Nakhla because you want like a shallow, wide smoking area that you can kind of overpack your tobacco, so it was perfect for Nakhla. The Rook was kind of perfect for your large size funnel that people wanted for Tangiers because you want like maximum airflow, and for like fluff tobaccos you have a pretty big area to fluff your tobacco, so works for both. The Symphony and the Predator were made primarily for Tangiers because it has a bridge over the spire to make sure you always have constant airflow going through the bowl. The Symphony is just a shallower version of the Predator. And then we have the Square Bowl, which we created just because it's a really interesting smoking experience for any tobacco, primarily Tangiers again.
Mm-hmm.
But like Alchemist smokes amazing out of the Square. Fumari smokes great out of the Square. Nakhla is great out of the Square, and it's like the only bowl you can safely smoke with 4 coals and it doesn't like burn because you have those extra edges on there.
Yes.
You can kind of manage it with 4 coals and it's perfect.
Yeah, we were using it the other night.
Yeah, we were using it.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a good
I was a
bowl.
little confused on how to pack it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, how do you pack this? It's not round, so I was confused. But I gotta learn how to pack it.
Yeah.
correctly.
I'm still learning, man, because like being involved. I mean, what we do a lot in the hookah catering is we this may be looked down upon sometimes by some hookah people out there, but we use the Starbuzz e-vapes.
Yeah.
The e-heads.
You got it.
And we have to use that because we don't want to burn down the club with drunk people in there, right? But I started really learning about like the pack because I used to just put tobacco in there, put some foil on there, poke it, and I'm like, hey, it's blowing some clouds. It tastes good, right? But then I really started learning, especially from you too, that there's like the dense pack. There's basically
perfect
three
pack.
different packs, right?
There's so many.
So many.
I mean, I would say now that Alchemist Stout came out, that has its own pack. I think when the Alchemist regular formula came out, that created a new pack. I think Nakhla has its own separate pack. Facher has its own separate pack. Tangiers has its own separate pack. Starbuzz has, I would say there's, at least here at my lounge, every different tobacco we pack a little bit differently depending on the bowl we're using and the, type of experience we're trying to give to the customer.
So that's huge for like the employees, right? Everybody seems like if they don't know, they're having to go through like a rigorous training.
We do,
right? To pack it correctly.
We do go through constant packing demos for everybody so that everybody's on the same exact page.
That's good.
Our smokers here, they're seasoned hookah smokers, and they want the same style of smoke every time, and they're going to know the difference. So we want to try and, make sure we're doing our best to keep it consistent all the time.
Definitely. Yeah. And so Tangiers, how long do you pack your own Tangiers bowls right now?
Yeah.
How long would you say a pack of cane mint will last, Omar?
I mean, you can smoke a bowl of cane mint for really long, but how long do I enjoy it? Like
a good 2 hours?
Hour and a half to 2.5 hours, I would say. Sometimes 3 hours, but I would say in general, they last me because I'm a pretty heavy smoker. They last maybe like an hour and 45 minutes on average.
Nice.
But I'm also not using huge bowls because I'm like always on the go and doing something. I can't really sit for too long. Yeah. I kind of just.
I think this is the longest I've had you sit down with me, bro.
I think I just go levitate to the Predator or the Symphony because it's like a 25 gram bowl, 20 to 25 gram bowl that smokes amazing for a good 2 hours, and never has given me any kind of problem. So nice. I usually smoke those two bowls. The Rook is great. It's just it's a bigger bowl that I use maybe once every few days, but like on a daily basis, it's a Predator, a Symphony that I'm using.
The Rook is a Bring the Fire favorite.
It's amazing.
Seriously, bro.
It's a world favorite, I would say. People that's our top seller is the Rook for sure. Yeah,
actually, it's our top seller too on our website.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I love the Rook, dude.
It's great.
And you actually taught me. This is something big again for listeners. You taught me when we were sitting here. I'm like, because I used Egyptian bowls. I used what I learned from my dad, right? I mean, packing some double apple, double apple. I gotta say it right.
Yeah.
But then you sat there and you explained to me like how the heat management works with a funnel bowl.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling some of the listeners like?
No worries.
Because I was like, that's so fucking true, man. Like I would always have fresh tobacco on the bottom of my Egyptian bowl.
Yeah. Well, the whole idea behind our material that we're using, I guess I'll highlight on that because that's what made the biggest difference in the smoking style. Our Apache, you could call it a funnel, but like we have the Eggy as well, which is not a funnel bowl, but it still smokes amazing. And it's really the idea behind you want your tobacco to bake versus be cooked from the top down. If you ever noticed with your red, standard Egyptian bowl, you'll get, like you were saying, the layer of fresh tobacco at the bottom, and the top is like extremely burnt and touching the foil, and like you got to rip it off. That shouldn't really be. Your bowl should be smoking relatively evenly when your bowl should be actually getting warm so that it's heating your tobacco from the bottom to the top, as well as from the top to the bottom. But that's the idea behind the material we switched to. Ours holds a lot more heat, but it's not like porcelain where it peaks in heat. Ours is way more porous, so it releases and retains heat at what we think to be the best. And they perform to what we think is the best kind of performance we've found in clay. So
definitely. So what's next for Omar, man? You got I know you got some tricks up your sleeve, and are you just continuing to push? I like what you said, man. Like I know earlier we mentioned Gary V. I know Vince introduced Gary V to the whole Bring the Fire crew, and we freaking love Gary V. Pumps us up in the morning. But, you know, something that we were talking about before we started the podcast is he kept doing his wine library like every single freaking, I don't know if it was day or week, but he kept putting stuff out there, which kind of went with what you're saying. I never knew that you did, you know, hundreds of meetings and, you know, going to sit down with people. And this was before you really knew that there was going to be success behind it. You just kept doing the do. You just had that faith.
Yep. You got to. I mean, it's the same as what you guys did with your company. You know, it's just an idea, and then that idea turns onto maybe a napkin drawing, and then that napkin drawing turns into a, you know, CAD file, and then you end up actually developing it, and that development ends up, you know, going worldwide. And I think that's just everybody. As long as you keep pushing, I think everybody will make it. It's just a matter of not copying people and doing your own thing and keep doing your own thing. And I think that's what brought us to where we are. I still don't really like to think. I'm trying to still think we have so much more room to grow. So I don't like to think like we've made it. But I guess numbers wise, our bowl has made it across a lot of the world, but not to our like. We still plan on growing a lot more in the next year. So
that's awesome. Bro.
Anybody who hears this again who hasn't tried our bowls, you need to test them out. So
that's right.
Email us.
If they're listening for Memorial Day, we're going to have a ridiculous, huge sale on hookahmd.com. That's our site. Aside from Bring the Fire, that's our shopping site where people can go and buy. We'll have all the bowls on there. We're going to have a huge sell in there, bro. So we might sell out some bowls this weekend for you.
We'll make sure to post that to the page.
Definitely, man.
That's good.
So I don't know, man. I don't know what else. Do you want to touch on anything? Do you want to, you know, I know we just shoot the shit on the podcast and just talk to people because you never know, man. There's people that download this and listen to it, you know, worldwide. And they can be right now, as they're listening to us, when this gets put out, they could be smoking out of Alpaca Bowl right now.
Bowl, yeah,
man. Seriously.
Hopefully we'll get that. If you are smoking out of one when you hear this, you got to comment that in the feed so we can make sure we connect with you out there.
Definitely, man.
But I just want to thank you guys for, you know, bringing me onto your podcast. And I always enjoy talking with you guys. So podcasts or not, it was a good conversation. But when it comes to bowls or designs, just keep an eye out on our pages. And Bring the Fire is always carrying and reviewing our new models. So keep an eye out on their page too, so you can kind of stay on the loop of what we got going. And any suggestions, any ideas from any guests or, you know, listeners out there, please feel free to or questions, anything really. We're more than willing to collaborate or talk. So please reach out to us. You know, our email. You can email me personally and find that from the Bring the Fire guys. But anything you guys, any questions, please feel free to contact us, and we can, you know, try and help you with any problems with your packing, or if anybody's had a bad experience with our bowl, you know, let us know. It might be something we can walk you through and kind of see if we can find a solution to.
You know, I think what would be real cool is, I know we have the BDF Mix and Match episode. We've been talking about having you on the Mix and Match episode, and we will. I think what would be freaking awesome, might be a little bit longer episode, is to pack each bowl the way it's supposed to be packed with as each separate tobacco. I mean, that would be a long smoking session, but
no, that's a good idea.
Just to teach people. I mean, again, because a lot of people, I'm still learning. I like your philosophy of like, hey, if you have any comments, anything, let us know, because you're always learning, you're always growing.
Yeah.
Learning from everybody out there.
Exactly.
Something I always learn from Vince too, man. You're always improving and always building yourself. So you're never the know all be all. No. That's when you're done.
That's when you're done. Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you never know everything. We're still, I mean, I learn, I think, more from, you know, if I'm interviewing someone or if I'm talking to a customer, sometimes they feel like they got a lot out of the conversation. I feel like I got, you know, so much out of their like, I feel like I learn more from my employees than they learn from me sometimes. And yeah, I hope I never stop learning because, like you said, we're done when we stop learning.
I got a few years on you, man. So
Yeah, but you're still learning. You know, we're both still learning. That's what matters.
I know, man.
But yeah,
you make me feel old, bro.
I have some questions. Like I was, I had some questions. Driving here to Mirage earlier, but people want to know who you are and your background. So, did you grow up in?
Yeah, I grew up in L.A. And then when my dad, his business started doing a little better, he moved up down south, actually, to like North Orange County, Los Alamitos area. I grew up there for the rest of my like teenage, young childhood, I guess you could say. And then now I'm in Huntington Beach because my restaurant's here. And location-wise, I've been here, but nationality, I'm Middle Eastern, so I go back to Syria specifically. Awesome. Yeah. So I used to go back there before all this chaos was going on over there.
Yeah.
I would go back once a year for like a month and visit everybody, but now with all the war that's going on over there, it's really tough and sad as well. So we can't really go visit, and the people there are trying to get the heck out. So it's that's I guess my nationality background. And location wise, I've been here all my life. I went to Cal State Long Beach. Unfortunately, I didn't finish up there, but that's where I started out.
Bill Gates never finished college.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be where he is one day.
And then brothers and sisters?
Yes. One younger brother, one younger sister.
Okay.
Hannah and Ramsey. They're still going to school. Sister's becoming a nutritionist.
Wow.
She does like a food blog.
Where's that blog at?
It's called Hannah's Kitchen.
Hannah's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Hannas?
Hanna. Kitchen.
Okay.
And then I need to check if that's the exact blog website, but we'll post it in the comments or something.
I'll put it in the show notes.
But that's her food blog. And then I got my brother who does. He's going to school to be an engineer right now.
Wow.
And hopefully,
does he help you design the bowls?
He's doing more like structural engineering, so more like building freeways, stuff like that.
Okay.
But that's what my like family is in construction. So
that's what your dad's business is.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he's he's trying to possibly collaborate, or he wants to build skyscrapers one day. So we'll see where he goes.
Your
from
brother
there.
and him can team up.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. Like your dad's an entrepreneur. Did that rub off on you a lot?
For sure, definitely.
Like, what has he taught you?
I mean, he's a pretty hard worker, so I wouldn't say like he's kind of like shorter words, but what he says really is like meaningful, because you don't get that much time with, if anybody lived with an entrepreneur, it's like, constant work. So he definitely taught me a lot when it comes to like just morals and being a good person. And that's really the basis of business, is knowing what's right and wrong. And if you do what's right and wrong, I think you always make money.
Yes.
And I think that's the most valuable thing I learned, is just kind of knowing what's bad and what's good, and then working off of that, coming up with my own, interpretation of it.
Yeah. Does any of your family members knock you down for not graduating college?
Yeah, actually, a lot. Yeah,
all the time, right?
All the time. Yeah.
I think my mom still asks, "When are you going back to school?" Mom, I'm not going back.
I mean, it's my close family, no, because I've shared a little bit more of my financial situation with them, and they're a little more comfortable with where I'm at. But like my indirect family, they're not as, I don't expose my finances to everybody. So they might, still think I'm not really doing anything big, but, some people will hate on it, but I just think you keep doing what you're doing, and at the end of the day, if you're growing more than the people who are graduating college, then you're doing something something right.
They can start coming and taking loans from you, right?
Yeah.
We're hiring you over here. I'm Mirage Hookah Lounge. All you college graduates.
Yeah.
And I want to get this straight. I don't think we're knocking down college.
No, absolutely not.
And it's not for some people. It's not for us here.
Yeah, you didn't graduate either? And you, chemo?
No, I was there for 2 years at Cal State Fullerton, and I was just bored.
Yeah.
I was there because my dad, I respect and absolutely love my dad to death. My mom, and they really wanted me go to school, get good grades, get a good job, blah blah blah.
Yep.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I did it. I got in, but after 2 years of being there, man, I just couldn't anymore. Like I didn't know what to major in. I didn't know what to do, and I was just like, I had to leave, man, and just get my life
something.
going.
Yeah, growing up in an Asian household, I mean, my parents.
Oh yeah.
Both my sisters graduated, and they were like, hey, you were born here in the United States. You should graduate. You should, take advantage of opportunity. But I learned really quick, like school, like I didn't want to learn from a teacher, a professor that I knew more. Because I started working when I was 16.
Yeah.
And I started learning different things, different sales technique. And I didn't want to learn from a teacher that drives a beat-up vehicle and trying to teach business. And it wasn't me.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Sometimes it's very like hypocritical. I mean, some teachers out there are amazing, and I learned, and that's like why I want to go back to school, is to sit and listen to some of these amazing teachers. But I would say most of the time I felt the same exact way. I felt like the hours and time I'm putting in here, I could be hustling business cards around and probably making more than I'm gonna. It just didn't make perfect sense to me at the time. But some people don't get out of school, because I'll be pretty scared when nobody starts going to school, because the majority of the world needs to go to school and needs to work for a large corporation and have that stability and not stress out. But if you want to stress out and get out of the stable work environment and take a risk, and you might fail, you might succeed, then I think you should, just do it. Whatever crazy idea you have, just try it.
Yeah, go on faith, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I caught when Vincent said, were you born here or in Syria?
Born here.
You were born here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Santa Monica.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
LA.
Yeah.
And your parents brought you here just to get away from?
No, I mean they were here since like 20s. They were here. So they kind of got accustomed to America like 10 years before I was born. So yeah, my dad started his business, I think, when he was 25 or 26. So he's been kind of busy since that age.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that's my life background.
That's good, man. The listeners want to know.
Yeah.
They want to know who Omar is, bro. That's cool, man.
Seriously. Cool. And here's one thing that I've noticed about you since Cream introduced me to you, and I've been going here. One thing that I noticed is that you are always smiling. You always put this positive vibe. Is that something that you say, hey, look, I got to be positive all the time? Or is something that is just who you are? Or something that's in your household?
No, it's definitely something you have to make yourself. I mean, I feel like that's a job on its own, is staying positive. It's not easy to stay happy.
Tough to stay positive in a negative world,
happens. Man. Yeah, I mean, stuff is always happening. Your bad stuff is always It's just, how do you handle failure? How do you handle a bad situation? How do you handle a stressful event? How do you I just feel like I'm hopefully finding better ways to cope with those natural situations to where I can hopefully stay happy. But it's a job on its own. It's not. I don't think you're born with it. I don't think it's easy. It's just like owning a business. You got to own your happiness. It's something you got to you got to go. If you feel like you're not doing enough in the world, go feed some homeless people. Go give something to somebody. Go help some, and you'll see that it'll make you happier. If you're stressed, go to the beach. Go look at a large body of water, and it'll lower your stress. I feel
smoke some hookah.
Yeah, smoke some hookah. Everything has a medicine for sure, but I think I don't think it just happens. I think you gotta work at it. But some days I'm not positive and I'm not happy. I have to get myself out of it, because you only live how many years on this earth. It's not worth it to be unhappy.
Absolutely, man.
And giving back, I don't know if you knew this, Vince, but I know you give back a lot, bro, and you came back a while ago
Try.
from Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't know this.
what were you doing?
Yeah,
You didn't
shout
know,
out
right?
to the Jody O'Shea Orphanage.
Jody O'Shea.
They're an orphanage in Indonesia that I've always like supported. Not as much financially, but more like with my time. I try and go out there and help the kids, or take them out, or cook for them, or do something for this orphanage, because they're really cool kids. Very unfortunate situations, but some of the happiest people you'll ever run into, and that's kind of why I levitated to that orphanage in Bali, Indonesia.
And
But
how many times have you gone out there so far?
I've only been there twice now. I hope to go back more. I went the first time when I quit my first job, and I flew myself out there and, lived there for a month and a half, and with one of my friends, AJ, and kind of helped the kids out, and got a good idea of how people live in poverty. And then from there, this first chance I got, I flew back there and cooked for them, barbecued for everybody.
Wow.
But yeah, it's also part of our religion. I mean, part of my like morals and religion. I feel like it's a duty. It's not really something extra I'm doing. It's just, I think everybody should do it. But yeah, that's my idea on giving back. I don't think anybody gives enough. I think we're just as much as we can give, do it, and hopefully, the world problems will disappear one day.
That's awesome, bro.
That's awesome. I didn't know that about you. Can people donate to that
Yeah,
orphanage?
of course.
Okay.
You
send
can
us the
find them
links
on
and
Google.
everything?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
I'll get that link
Yeah,
to you.
and they'll actually send you like progress updates if you like want to build them a new bathroom or something. Like they'll send
wow.
you pictures of
That's dope.
the like thing being constructed, and that way you see like your
money is actually doing
yeah.
something.
Or you can like I also have friends in Indonesia who can buy food and take it to the orphanage if anybody wants to, like they don't feel
Wonderful.
comfortable giving money, they want to buy food, you can buy food, and
That's cool.
they can bring it to the orphanage.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. That's something that
How does that make you feel, bro? Like when I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead. Like I love helping people. Like, and that's
feels good.
it feels great.
Yeah.
Man, like, and that's one of the reasons, like we just keep working hard and hard and hard to help our families. Number one, but to be able to share that and help other families. So how does that make you feel, bro? Seeing
Great.
like a little kid come up to you like,
Yeah,
Omar, thank you so much.
Priceless.
Right?
Yeah, it's great.
That's
It's crazy. Sometimes it's like you don't really believe it until you see it, how much joy you can. It's not even the money or the food you bring, it's just you being there makes them so if anybody can make it out to Indonesia or anywhere, you'll gain more from it than the kids will, more than likely. I promise you. You'll learn more from the orphans than they'll learn from you. You'll gain more from it than they will. You could bring them a bunch of money, they're happy no matter what. We're the ones who really need it, for sure. And
That's so true, man.
I love helping. I think it always makes you feel good. I think it's more selfish actually when like I help kind of for my half of the reason is for me and half of it is for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, thank God somebody benefits out of it. But
Right.
most of it, I feel like you feel better. You feel like something was lifted off your shoulders. But
wow.
yeah,
Getting touchy.
Man, that's awesome.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, man. That's what this BDF podcast is about. Learning.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro.
No, I didn't
cool.
expect you to get that into depth, but that's good.
That's good.
That's what we're
good.
about, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're just bring the when like I think I was talking to Hookah Nooka, J Nook, and it's we just want to help people. We bring the fire. We just want to help people. We just want to give. We want to share our knowledge. Do what we can. I mean, we can't do everything, but whatever we can do for people, I think that's what we are about. That's what we talk about. It's like, what can we do for people? How can we make our business better to serve more people?
Yeah, that's I think the push behind a lot of entrepreneurs is you want to put yourself in a position to be able to do what you're talking about. Unfortunately, the only way to do that is with a lot of money and a lot of hype. And that's what we're all trying to do, I think, is just create that audience and that hype that we're trying to kind of get to. But it's, I think that's the drive behind 50% of entrepreneurs is not the money. It's not the fame. It's not the lifestyle. It's you want to see, you want to be in a position that you can, if something happens, you can solve it. If the world for some reason is in a crisis, it would be great to be the person to say, hey, I'm going to come in and clean this up.
Yeah.
I think that's the drive behind. I mean, look at Akon. He just put like lighting for 600 million Africans in Africa.
Really? I don't know.
And people don't really talk about it, but I think that's why he wanted to be successful. People like that, they didn't do it for the car, or else he would have just been sitting in his mansion driving his Rolls Royce. He did it because he wanted to put himself in a position to help people. Or Bill Gates, is donating almost 60% of his income to charity. He's taken 70% of malaria out of Africa, him and his wife.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, these people are the people who do change the world. And to me, I always viewed them as idol figures, or Warren Buffett, who still drives a beat up truck, but he's worth one of the richest people in the entire world.
Yeah.
Those are the people who, like, at least I'm striving to be like, is not the Rolls Royce driving, mansion living. Hopefully that's part of the lifestyle. I'm not saying I don't like nice cars and nice houses, but that's the secondary. That's the side effects of the lifestyle. I think the main part of it should be getting yourself to a level where you can, like you're saying, help people, change something, take a disease out of a city, raise awareness for a group of people who might be underprivileged, whatever it is we're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's all about. And you can't do it without money. That's why we got to hustle and make our living so we can do it.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Seriously.
Cool. I have a couple personal questions. You don't
Go
have to
for it.
answer. You
No,
can say
I'll
you can say
answer.
no.
I'll answer.
Kids in the future?
Yeah, for sure.
2,
Yeah,
3,
you make
6,
a great dad, bro.
3, 4.
3 or 4.
Depending,
Okay.
yeah, it just depends on where I'm at when I'm having kids. But hopefully, if I can give them the time and I'm not still a slave to my business, I will have 10 kids.
Okay.
It's just I want to be fair to the fan. I want to be able to give them what they deserve, and
Definitely.
I think you got to plan it out correctly. Can't have too many, or you lose a couple of them.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Plan to settle down anytime soon?
Sorry.
You plan to settle down anytime soon?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I plan on, I feel like I'm married to my business for the next couple of years, and that's my main focus, is just trying to make something of myself, and then I'll figure out my personal stuff. But right now I'm not thinking of like settling. I'm trying to grow a little more.
Yeah.
It's hard to, with a family, if you want to have a successful family, you can't be flying to a different country off the top of the dime to pitch them a product.
Right.
I still want to be able to, somebody wants to try my bowl in Brazil, I want to fly there tonight and let them try it.
Yes.
With a family, you got to think twice before you do that.
Yes,
So
yes, I do.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
But-
Then your Basilio say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's I'm married to my business right now.
Yeah, Basilios is great. I love Basilios.
Great minds think alike. Man.
Yeah,
And that's one of the things. You got to surround yourself with that type of positivity and those friends
Yep.
that build you up versus always knocking you down.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You shouldn't compete with your friends. It's not. You're supposed to thrive together. You're supposed to spend money together. You don't You're not supposed to show off to each other, compete, or I'm doing better than you, or you're doing
Right.
better. I think we all do our own thing, and then when we all sit at the table, we should all, eat together.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely, bro.
but
Dream car? When you do, not that you're going after
Yeah.
that, but you got any? I know mine
I
right off the bat.
haven't thought-
Ferrari F430
Really?
red, bro. Boom.
No, I've never. I never thought. I think I'd like a Rolls Royce or a Bentley after talking so much crap on them. But it's not something that I like houses more than cars.
Yeah.
And I like boats too. So I think I'd probably be somebody with my Jeep Grand Cherokee and a nice boat
Hell yeah.
versus I don't know.
Yeah,
It depends on.
We'll see when we get there,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
We'll be
I-
doing that
yeah.
podcast in your mansion. And
We're
be
on the boat.
On the boat.
I don't know, but I had a boat and it's a headache. Don't get a boat if anybody's listening. It's an extra expense that, yeah, unneeded headache. But one day when money's not an issue, I'll get a boat.
Okay.
You got to invite us, bro.
Yeah, and we'll go on your boat once you do a
Inshallah,
hookah
we
catering
will.
boat. We'll
Make
come
it happen,
on.
bro.
we done hookah catering on a yacht
On a
before.
yacht?
Done on the
Nice.
yacht, yeah. Newport.
That's
That was
great.
cool.
That was
That's cool.
pretty cool. Interesting.
That would
Yeah,
be
a little
interesting.
scary. But the captain was
Yeah.
like, "Have you done this before?" I'm like, "Yeah, all the time." No. Have you done this on the yacht? I was like,
Like, nope.
"No."
We'll figure
But
it
we're
out.
insured. You're good.
Yeah, that's funny.
Cool, man. Any last questions, remarks, BD?
No. I don't. Kimo?
No, man. Just again, thanks for having us out here. I think
Thank
we learned
you.
a lot about each other. I know one of the things I want to touch on real quick is when you talked about. I know when we brought up the idea to you, hey, we're going to be making a course to teach everybody.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, don't do that. Why are you going to teach everybody, right? Your secrets. And the course is ridiculously cheap,
Yeah.
30, 40, 50 bucks, something like
Yeah.
that.
That's a good
But
deal.
the whole point of, and the hour spent on it's not worth the amount of money that we're getting people to even
Yeah.
pay for the course.
Yeah.
It's really to do what you're saying, to impact, to bring the fire and have it impact someone outside of our backyard in a
Yeah.
positive way, to take what we've learned and what we've applied out here to a hookah fanatic or maybe a non-hookah fanatic that just sees a business opportunity and says, you know what? I learned from this and
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, or
No, I think
it
that's
helps
great.
benefit him to maybe do something else.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
It's at least anything with education. I think it will be a good thing for you guys. I think it's good if anybody, and they are gonna learn a lot from taking your $30 or $50 course.
Yeah.
They're gonna get their money's worth.
Absolutely.
It's just you're giving out your secrets, but if you want those secrets, you know where to find them now.
Absolutely.
What is it called again? Hookah.
It's called Udemy. Udemy.com.
Udemy.
And that's where we have the course. It goes into full details on us at the club serving hookah, how we have our storage facilities and where we
Nice.
prepare the hookahs and package them to go, to a venue.
That's
It just
great.
really teaches somebody A to Z on how to run their own hookah catering or VIP hookah catering company
That's great.
wherever they're at. And we've had a few people reach out, which is cool. And
Nice.
we can joint venture with them and start a BDF chapter in Atlanta. Or
Yeah.
that's the whole goal behind it. We
Yeah.
want to bring the fire to touch everybody some way, somehow.
That's great. No, I think it's a good idea. People will definitely like that.
Thanks, man.
I can't wait to see it grow.
Thank you.
But
Cool,
yeah, I
man.
want to just say thank you guys very much for your time and interest and care for the industry. I think it's refreshing, and I look forward to doing business together as usual in the future. And don't forget to check out Hookah MD for the bowls.
Yes.
They carry, I think, the Rook and the Predator and the Square. I think you have
Everything.
all.
I think everything's on there except the 18 karat gold bowl.
Yes.
will
Got
be
it.
up there tomorrow.
Nice.
Right,
These
Diddy?
bowls.
These bowls will be up there.
All these new bowls.
Nice.
After we smoke some tonight. And
Got
but yeah, man, thank you for your hospitality. Thank you for your humbleism.
No
I don't even
worries.
know if that's a word. You're
We
always
made it a
humble.
word.
You're a humbleism, bro. For always just being down to earth, a fucking really, really cool down ass guy, dude. And I don't say that just because I'm here smoking your hookah with you in your lounge. But like I said before, you've always came with open arms. You've always been just true. You've always been
Thanks.
real, and that's what I stand behind. That's what we're about, bro. So I love you, man. Thank you for being here.
Thanks,
Thank you
Kimo.
for chilling out
Thanks,
with us
thank
for
you
this
so much,
for this
Thank you,
podcast.
guys.
Shit, man.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, tune in, listen up, and share it with everybody that you know.
Yes, sir.